Deep in the heart of Asia, an unexpected farming revolution is taking shape. Here, massive pythons are not just surviving, they're thriving in carefully managed enclosures. But what's the real secret behind python farming? These powerful creatures are at the center of a booming industry, supplying high-end leather, traditional medicine, and even gourmet cuisine. You're about to witness something extraordinary. These beautiful, cold-blooded creatures are beloved for their vibrant colors, impressive size, and inquisitive nature. So we thought we'd help you get to know them a little better with these facts. With 41 known species, pythons form one of the largest and most diverse snake families in the world. Unlike many other snakes, they are considered primitive due to their possession of 2 functioning lungs. All pythons are constrictors, meaning they subdue their prey by wrapping around it and tightening their coils, rather than using venom. Royal pythons can live for over 40 years. Meanwhile, the reticulated python holds the title of the longest snake in the world, growing up to 10 meters long and weighing over 113 kilograms. In the wild, pythons have a varied diet that includes monkeys, antelope, and even caimans. Yes, you heard that right. Their ability to consume large prey means they can go weeks or even months without eating, typically consuming meals only 4 to 5 times a year. Pythons are relatively easy to farm and can be highly profitable. Traditional python enclosures are typically rectangular, built with a sturdy wood or steel frame and covered with wire mesh. Their size is adjusted based on the python's length, while the width and height ensure enough space for movement and proper care. Each enclosure includes a water trough, allowing the pythons to stay hydrated and helping to maintain humidity, especially in dry conditions. Keeping the environment moist is crucial, as excessive dryness can hinder growth and cause skin issues. Pythons aren't picky eaters, but they usually prefer warm-blooded meals. Think chickens, ducks, geese, rabbits, rats, that kind of thing. They'll also eat meat from livestock, poultry, and even leftovers from slaughterhouses. Now, because pythons are natural hunters of moving prey, getting them to eat something that's just sitting there can be tricky. So, what people do is use a stick to wiggle the food around, kind of like it's alive. This triggers the python's hunting instinct and makes it want to eat. When a python hunts, it's a pretty impressive sight. They zero in on their target, strike with a bite, and then quickly wrap their bodies around it. They squeeze until the prey suffocates, and then they swallow it whole. Their teeth curve inwards, and their jaws are super flexible, which allows them to eat surprisingly large meals. Pythons shed their skin periodically, a process known as molting. This occurs when the snake outgrows its current skin. Pythons are ready to breed when they're about 2 years old. Male pythons search for females by using their sense of smell to detect pheromones secreted by the female. When they find a mate, the male will wrap around the female and mate. This process can last from several hours to several days. After a pregnancy of roughly 3 months, they lay their eggs. Breeders need to get a nest ready for them beforehand, usually using things like straw or scraps of fabric. A single python can lay anywhere from 10 to a whopping 100 eggs, and they're usually all about the same size and weight. The female python coils up around her eggs and stays there, keeping a watchful eye on her kids. So, breeders will usually take the mother python away from her eggs. They do this so they can check the eggs carefully and then put them in an incubator. This gives the eggs a much better chance of hatching. Newly hatched pythons are pretty small, usually around 100 grams in weight and 40 to 60 centimeters long. As soon as they hatch, they're ready to explore their world. Breeders keep a close eye on them, regularly cleaning their enclosures. Once they're a bit older and more independent, they'll be moved to their own separate spaces. So, when it comes to harvesting pythons, it really depends on what they're being used for. Generally, they're harvested when they're the right size and age for selling, either to consumers or processing plants. If they're big enough and healthy, around 5 to 6 kilos, they might be sold for breeding. Pythons raised for meat are usually ready after about 8 months to a year. And if someone's looking for a pet python, they'll be much pickier, choosing one with a nice size, color, and pattern. Python oil has a couple of main uses. It's popular in traditional medicine, where people believe it can reduce inflammation and ease pain. So, you might find it used for things like back pain, arthritis, or sprains. It's also used in skin care as a moisturizer, helping to soften and heal dry or cracked skin. Now, python skin is another story. It's often used to make fancy stuff like handbags, shoes, and other accessories. People like it because of its unique look and feel. It's both durable and exotic. Python meat is a unique food source with a distinctive taste and firm and chewy texture. Python meat is relatively lean, low in fat, and high in protein, making it a nutritious option. Python meat can be prepared in a variety of ways, including grilling, roasting, stir-frying, and stewing.